This one takes us back to the basics for male self improvement. If you are self improving right now, then you are actively pursuing this greater version of you. And the crazy thing about trying to be great in life is you can do that in a very healthy, divine way. Okay. Might I add, biblically is the best way. But you can also become very competent to a catastrophic point. You can become very damaging to yourself and others. You can become a very harmful man. So self improvement, one of the greatest destinations I've uh, always seen defend the concept and the idea of male self improvement in the 21st century is, at least in the way that I was taught, you must help yourself first. Because it's just priorities. It is very difficult to help other people until you are helped. So, this is individual effort that eventually branches out to collective impact. This is you establishing yourself. You are doing better and you are getting better. And you continue to do so to the point you're able to help others do that. This is why self-improvement in this kind of age where so much is possible, where just to have the access to these everyday, your average staples. And I'm in the States, so I'll stick to home, but just these basic necessities of the American way. Okay. So if your bills are paid, you got shelter and you got these devices and you can connect. And if you can do that, then the opportunity is really as expansive, and it is as vast, and it is as abundant as you are willing to try. That's kind of what self-improvement has evolved into. The capabilities of what humankind will invent is going to directly impact the capabilities of the self. That's quite the blessing. That I don't know about you, brother, but that is something I'm extremely grateful for. That it really has gotten to the point. I I'm just able to do so many things. I'm able to learn, to witness, experience, seek, find out so many different things simply because of the these pathways of just living life, the way that you were able to experience life directly through the capabilities of technology today. Doing that over and over and over is going to get you really good at whatever you're trying to do in life and wherever you're trying to go. Our deep dive for tonight, the main header of this episode, shows it is an excellent film that gives you and I a direct side by side comparison of two men that are polar opposites of each other. And it's almost like we're being given this story of what happens when you veer too heavily on one side of the masculine spectrum. For a male human being to engage with self improvement, he is going to inevitably, the way I see it, you are going to pursue natural fundamental components of yourself. self improvement is almost always tied to elements that already exist within you. These are um, capacities of strength and skill, intellect, emotion. It's so much. And that's why self improvement at its core, in order for you to have the best possible experience with it, you must remain balanced in this way. And the two characters that we meet for this movie are very imbalanced. It's it's interesting because throughout the scenes of this film, it's almost as if their fated encounter was to show us as the audience how they complement one another. If it were ever possible for them to unite as an alliance instead of the way it goes down for this movie. And they definitely no, they absolutely collide as enemies. It's, I think, a kind of play on the title of this film, though I'm not too sure. My personal interpretation is collateral, being being this is the direct result of something else that happened. It's just because you did something, you that the results of that action you took ended up affecting something else, something completely different, something that you were not able to take into consideration because you're so focused on whatever it is that you are doing, the collateral damage aspect of it. And two heavyweights for tonight, both respected and renowned actors for I'm pretty sure both of these fellows decades now. And we got Jamie Foxx as Max. Max being, the true main character of this film, and he is the protagonist. And most protagonists are going to have an arch nemesis, a villain to confront in the story, and that is played by Tom Cruise as Vincent. Max and Vincent. What a dynamic between these two guys, because they are always contrasting one one another. They are never in agreement. They almost exist side by side to directly oppose one another. Right off the bat, we so quickly find out that Max is so relatable to 21st century American adult male human beings right now, because how many men, and I absolutely am one of these guys as well, you self-improvement is usually a pursuit that becomes interesting. You think to do it even if you don't want to think about doing it. You do secretly. It's kind of this bitterness and this resentment that begins to surge through you because, brother, a man can become so sick of his current circumstances that even if he doesn't allow himself to, the bitter truth is that within, he really does want to do something about all of this. He just is demanding change. That is usually why you'll find any man, beginning to and actively and continually engaging with self improvement. Max is technically doing that. But what he is missing, what is this is too common of a problem that plagues so many guys. I was in this problem for well over a decade. Okay. This is years and years and years of wanting to, of knowing what to do, of knowing what you want to do, but never allowing yourself to just truly and genuinely begin. That one is massive. If that hits home for you, bro, then between both of us, you know right now that's that's one of the biggest obstacles, okay, for you to overcome in your life as of this very moment. It can come in the forms of procrastination. You are waiting, waiting, waiting. You are stalling, 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 and I mean, it. You can ask any guy. A lot of dudes are going to be able to come up with, I mean, really, the best excuse possible that they can think of, okay, to to justify the reason of waiting way too long. So, straight up, to make it appear and sound and seem as normal as possible. You know, I mean, the way that Max puts it, okay, is very sensible. And I want you to miss that. He's not being a bum, is what I'm trying to say. Max is not sitting there doing nothing, and he's not lazy. But he tells Vincent when Vincent was kind of just like, like, hey, what's the big plan? Like what are you really trying to go for in the grand scheme of life? And Max is driving that taxi, tells Vincent, I want to own my own limo business, which is dope. He even knows exactly how. His vision is very vivid. He's able to tell Vincent, I want people, when they're being transported by my limos, to really have a, unique and niche experience. Okay. You are going from point A to point B, but you're doing it with as much fun as possible in style. He's really got these visions where within his limos is, it's a club on wheels. I think that's a thing that, there are, services and rides available, for you to do that in real life. But in this film, that's what Max wants to do. He is very experienced in this industry. How experienced? Well, Vincent presses him. That's the thing. And that, I mean, you think about your own hopes and dreams. If there is anything that you truly want to give a shot, you just have not, for whatever reason, the reasons don't really matter right now, brother. This is how Vincent presses Max in the movie. It just comes down to why. It's just okay. Like, have your reasons. Oh, you know what I mean? All valid, all justified. Take them all. But just really, like right now, why can't you? And so Max gives what I believe is his usual spiel, his usual answers in order to defend himself. I'm not so sure he is simply defending himself from Vincent pressing him. Okay, from Vincent, he seems, his attempt is to try and get Max to look at the truth. That's what I believe Max is defending himself from. Max doesn't want to look at the truth. And if you're wondering why, bro, it's because the truth hurts. The truth is very painful. Self improvement, if You are brave enough. And I'm very intentionally using the word brave because it requires, okay, you as your own man and as a human being, you must enter uncharted territory. You have to do something you've never done before. You have to go somewhere you've never been. You have to try in a way you've never really tried before. It's not that Max has no idea what he's doing. He's like he would just completely freeze up and have like have no idea what's going on at all. No, it's just it would be new. It would be change and it would be different than his current responsibilities of just making sure he's there on time. He gets all the people who choose him to be their driver safely and securely from point A to point B. That is his job as a cab driver. And then his he's got to end the shift by making sure he gets the cab back to the depot in one piece. Okay, because it belongs to a company and not him. And he clocks out, and that's it. That's what he knows. That's life, brother. That is routine, habitually speaking. I'm sure he knows it like the back of his hand, which was evident in the scene with I forget her name. The actress is Jada Pinkett Smith. The romantic interest of the film, and she hops in the back seat, and she's not from out of town. She's no stranger to where they are. They're in NYC. If it's not NYC, is it LA? They're in, like a major, one of the most popular major cities of the US. Crap, might be like LA or it's one of the two. It's LA or it's NYC. And she's telling him, I'm going here, but I want you to specifically follow my instructions of how to get there. Go this way. But Max is very good at his job. It's just been a long time. He's very experienced. And so, this is it was smooth. I have to say, I know. This is Hollywood and it's a script and it's a movie scene. I'm just saying, bro. It was well done on Max's part. In real life, that's just it's just really well done. He was not only able to secure a date with this woman, but he was able to show off his expertise, his skill set, which is transportation, and not just any transportation, but very well done, very efficient transportation. Hey, your instructions, there's nothing wrong with them, but if you and they take a bet on it, but if you listen to me because I know what I'm doing, I know a way that will get you there even faster. It will get you there the fastest out of all the ways we could possibly go to get to your point B. Max is good, okay? But he's so good that it's very difficult for him to find the courage to move to somewhere that owning your own company, owning the business, that is a lot of responsibility. That is a lot more burden than a clock in, clock out. This is what I mean. For him, for Max, uncharted territory. He is not sure because you can't be. Self improvement is very confrontational, bro. It requires you to honestly examine, what am I doing wrong? What is going on with me and myself in my life that is causing these problems that I can't seem to make these issues go away. So it's easier it's less painful. For Max to answer Vincent with, hey, it's a lot of logistics. I I need to have proper and see everything he says is valid too. It's not like Max is not BSing Vincent. This stuff is true. He needs the proper amount of starting funds. He said something like, I need to build out the number of employees. I need a certain amount of people I can trust to begin, and then I'm going to need to be able to uh, afford all the vehicles to begin with, and then I'm going to need to find a lot or a depot somewhere so that they'll be able to park the limos when they're done. Like because he's the owner, and he's telling Vincent all of this, and Vincent's puzzled. Vincent's listening to Max and he's kind of nodding in the back seat. You remember? He's like, okay, cool, cool, cool. So why? Vincent won't let Max um, wiggle his way out, squirm out of this. He's trapping him with why. You just told me everything, but why aren't you doing it? Like right now, okay? You're like, what? Have you not been saving? Like, how much do you have? Like super specific. Do you see, brother? Very uncomfortable for any guy who's continually living a life he doesn't want, but he is having trouble. He is experiencing that obstacle of not being able to do anything about it. The people, the logistics, everything that you need. And then the whole tone of the conversation shifts with one question from Vincent, a a very a very carefully positioned question, because it kind of pierces everything. What I mean is, nothing else needs to be said after this one's answered, because this answer is going to take care of the rest of them. It's going to reveal everything else that hasn't been said yet that could be a part of this conversation. Vincent asks Max, how long have you been doing this? While thinking about your dream limo business. Max answers honestly, respect. But the answer is 12 years. Max has been in the I'm about to. You see, bro? Almost soon I'm gonna I will as soon as he's been doing that for 12 years. After a certain amount of time, that hurts. Because Max is no fool. Just like you and me, brother. Just like all of our fellow kings. Most men fought. honestly, bro. Okay, if this is just me, that's fine. All men, just like guys, just dudes. Okay, I mean, I'll stick to home, but yes, bro. All American men. We are no fools. At least not in the way that we don't know what we want. And hold on, that doesn't have to be as specific as you might be thinking right now. I'm keeping it super simple. Do you want everything to stay like this, or do you want to change it? That's it. That's it. Max is far ahead of this, of what I just said. He is miles ahead of, just being at, do I want to keep my life exactly as it's unfolding currently? Or am I trying to go somewhere? Or am I trying to change it up? Changing it up is the new. New, brother, is unknown, never done before, seen before, tried before. It's so tough because Max has all the qualities that any good man needs. When you and I see, when we, as the film goes on, we see more and more of Vincent's character come out. This I love how the director did Collateral in this way, because just the more screen time Vincent has, the more we see why you need men like Max in this world. Exactly the way that he is before Max does any like true uh, uh genuine kind of self-improvement, but before he really makes the big leap, the great leap of faith to become better in life. For him, that's, you're doing it, man. You're doing it. I don't know, you get the loan, or you sign the papers, or you hire the first guy, or you buy a lot. You actually own a property somewhere, a depot somewhere. You get the first limo. Like, that's starting. That's like, he's doing it now. That would be a massive milestone for Max, the character and the man that he is in this movie, because that would be him being able to say, I'm doing it. For 12 years, Max has only been able to go as far as I want to do it. However, as the movie goes on, Vincent's character, his strengths are at the very same time. And this is why you got to see this film, dude. It's brilliant in this way. Vincent's strengths are directly reflecting off of Max's weaknesses. So what's Max missing? And he's got it. He's got it. He proves that he has it at the end. But hold on, before I take it there, he needs to summon the Vincent within him. Vincent stands for the confidence, the self-esteem, the competence, and maybe more, most importantly, the decisiveness that any man is going to have to do. It's not a choice. If you have ever engaged with some sort of self-improvement and you saw a positive change for yourself, you really did get better in some way, it's because you did that. You did that at a certain level. At a certain level. Like, it's just that action, it does not happen without at least a little bit of self-esteem, where you are, brother, you are simply treating yourself with enough respect and dignity. You will allow yourself to do this. That it's a people call this imposter syndrome. The thinking behind that is, who am I? Me, of all people, to try and do something like this? Whatever the result, the goal, the dream is. But you do that. There's nothing even to be said for that. It's just a man showing, I take myself seriously enough. Here it is. This is my attempt. I can literally show you. I have evidence because I did it, or I'm doing it, and that's the proof. The action itself is the proof. Confidence. Confidence is just, essentially believe in yourself. All right, like, while you're doing it, it's just confidence is kind of reassuring to just the man that you are trying to become. You're okay. You're fine. Keep going. You can do this. It's okay if you fail. Failing is actually learning from your mistakes, which allows you to get better. That's why failure is a part of the process. All of that stems from confidence. And then when you're exercising these components of self-esteem and confidence, and you repeat them, you do them over and over. That's repetition. That's practice. And that is your process. This is how any man develops competence. This is how you get good, bro. This is how you get better. This is how you get skillful. Vincent, throughout this film, this man is dripping. He is in every scene. He is oozing with that, no pun intended, killer confidence. There, in the way that he handles himself, from mannerisms to what he says, to how he says it, to what he does. There is not. This is very evident in just when you observe him. When you were just watching the scenes where Vincent does what Vincent does, there is not a sliver, not even a tiny bit of doubt. Vincent is, in this way, he is very self-actualized. Just this, he has this aura of laser focus. It's most likely how, however it happened. The backstories don't go too deep. I'm really just speculating here. But however, the man that Vincent is in this story, however he veered into such a dark career, I mean, this is a job that entails murder and execution. Okay, last I checked, this way of life, these actions are very, very frowned upon by God. That's absolutely not something that any human being should find themselves doing. But that's not how life works. We both know, from one man to another, in this reality, people will do what they feel as though they should. Vincent, the way that he carries out these executions, this is crazy, brother. Look at this comparison. You have one man who is the victim. Vincent technically kidnaps him, and he's in the driver's seat, and he's just trying to survive. He just doesn't want to be killed by Vincent. So Vincent has taken Max as a captive. He has kidnapped him. He is forcing him. You will be my cab driver tonight, or you're never driving another cab ever again. I'm just going to end you right here. And so obviously Max wants to live longer, and so he complies. Not much. How did Vincent put it? This is non-negotiable. Accept it, because it is happening. So Vincent is a man that when he has an objective, when there is something that he wants to do, it's done. This is what I mean by that kind of killer confidence. It's done. You can consider it finished. Because he's got that willpower and discipline to see the task through. In his line of work, to a psychotic point. because his 9 to 5 is targets. His 9 to 5 is the elimination of human lives. And so Vincent is assigned a target. This person, you must take them out. Get rid of this individual. And so with a man like Vincent, for him, it's done. Max is like this too. That's the thing. Max is like this too. Someone calls him, waves him down. Hey, I need a ride. And he's like, Max is like, I got you. And it's done. Where do you need to be? And he gets them there. And he gets them there well. Okay. He does his job as a taxi driver well. Their worlds are just, they're separated. They're separated by good and evil, is what separates their worlds. Max can do what he does all day for the rest of his life. He's not going to hurt anybody. It's not that it's not possible. It's that Max will never intend to. It will most likely have to be some sort of, road vehicular accident, something like that. Vincent, on the other hand, because he chose this way of life and he's so good at it, he operates in this very moral gray area because he knows exactly what he's doing. And he's not sugarcoating it. He's not delusional. But Vincent doesn't see it the way that a healthy human being should. This is what I mean by good versus evil. Where good is how any man would treat life, especially human life, with reverence and dignity. This is, correct me if I'm wrong, but a very fundamental biblical concept from God. It's a commandment. It's just very foundational for Christianity. Vincent is, in the way that Christianity always has you thinking of others, because it's not all about you. It is about the well-being and the joy and peace and harmony of the collective. It's you and everybody else. In Vincent's head, it's just what he needs to get done. Is just the existence of the self. This is where his worldview, Vincent's worldview, is so skewed. This is how a man becomes so dangerous. He forgets that he is not the only conscious existence. That's how Vincent walks around. Nothing matters to him. It's actually a very nihilistic worldview, because you have to listen to one of my favorite monologues, I guess. And Vincent has multiple throughout this film, is when he explains to Max the man on the subway. It's so good, brother. It's actually so good. It does two things for me. It does two things. One, it is so telling of the average modern male situation right here, right now in the States. Like telling, like revealing, this is actually how it's happening. That's the first. And then the second is, it's why he's able to take life, okay, to murder others and not blink, not think twice. How is that possible? What happened to Vincent? Obviously, most likely some terrible, horrible things. This is just a personal interpretation. downright heinous things need to happen to a human being in which they develop a worldview that um, eliminates all of the humanity within it, just which is just caring about other people you don't know, just being aware of everyone else around you. Vincent doesn't care. That's both. Yeah, this one monologue reveals the situation you and I are kind of experiencing today in 2026, and it explains why this character is like this. And he tells Max, you remember, some poor sap, like some dude, gets on the public transit. He takes the T, and he walks. He steps into one of the train cars. He sits down, and he passes away. He dies in that seat. He rides around the city as, you know, a lifeless corpse for 6 hours before any emergency services are contacted, before anyone knows, before anything is done. 6 hours. That's pretty much half the day in terms of operating hours for public transit. You imagine how many people sat next to him. You imagine how many crowds. And Vincent is telling Max a story to say, how is that possible? You want to judge me for what I do for a living? People pay me, handsomely. I'm sure, right? It's a lot of money, because this is so wrong and so illegal. So that's why it's such a rare niche service that he's providing. So, Vincent is, in terms of finances, he's most likely balling, and he's saying, you want to look down on me, you want to feel some type of way about me, because I made it in this world. Okay, I got mine. I got my slice of the pie by taking people out that other people hire me to do so. I don't ask questions. I don't know what's going on. I don't know their affairs, their relationships, their connections, or their business. All I know is that I have something I have to do. This person paid me to do it. And what I will do is I need to find a very specific person and take their life. You can't, to live like that, to do that. Vincent sees the world as very self-interested. That is very objective. What I mean by objective is there's just what must be done. Nothing else matters. Okay, that's why I want to say, psychologically speaking, there is no humanity, there is no empathy, there is no compassion, which is all of that. All of this is just awareness and the consideration of all those around us. Max is the complete opposite. Max, if Max were to take it to where he wants to, I'm talking. This is the best quality of life. This is the highest level Max would ever want to reach. He's going to be literally doing the exact opposite. He is going to be providing premium experiences for people to have a murder. No, I'm going to give you a great time. If he's able to pull it off, I'm sure you get this too when you were watching the film, just seeing how Jamie Foxx, how he portrays Max. You totally get this vibe, and it's awesome. You are going to have the best time of your life while you are going to wherever I'm taking you. If you choose me, if you choose my company and you hop in one of my limos, that is positive contribution. That is I want to say that is very virtuous, creative impact on the lives of others, because one thing is constant. This, for me, this is just kind of a law of life. It is a contingent solely upon it. It's just one condition that any human being will experience, and that is life is hard. Just straight up, brother. Life is hard. It's tough. It's downright brutal, depending on your personal experience with it, depending on the variations and the fluctuations of fortune and tragedy and luck and fate and encounter in your own life, among many other things. One thing is for sure: it's tough. Life is it's just not easy. It is. It's just hard. I believe it's a different type of hard depending on who you are, but it's hard for everyone. I really do believe this. I know. I know. I understand the implications of that, because it's like, I don't know if you're thinking, and I feel you. Brother, if you're thinking, I don't know if life is hard for billionaires. I don't know if that's. I just don't see how that's possible. If you're a billionaire, how could life? But that's not the way I see it. That's not how that works. I totally feel you. If you know what I mean, if you're somebody that thinks that, I think that too. But I just take it a little bit further, and I I, I realize that that is a quality of life that solves monetary problems, financial issues. Like, for me, the connotation is, you're a billionaire. How could you complain about anything? I see that as, how could you complain about anything that's money related? Life, the human experience, and existence as a human being can come for you. It can assault you, attack you in all sorts of different ways that have nothing to do with money, bro. Now I want you to look at Vincent a little bit more carefully. That is really tragic, because Vincent is so good. Not good, morally good. He's not at all. Not good, virtuously good. Nope. He's just really good at the skill of what he does. He's very good at how competent he is as a hitman. And that's kind of the tragedy of it. You, with this level, because how do you know what I'm saying, brother? How do you remember how the coroner examined one of Vincent's crime scenes? He was telling the Mark Ruffalo. I know him as the Incredible Hulk. Mark Ruffalo is in this film as well, and he's the cop. He's one of the cops chasing right this criminal hitman that's riding around in the back of Max's cab all night long, all movie long. And he tells the cop, "I got to show you something real quick, because this is crazy." These two guys just got brought in, and it seems that their time of death was almost identical. They passed away like almost at the same time, which means most likely whoever killed one of them killed both of them. And not only that, but look at how. And he was just noting the pattern, the execution style that Vincent uses. It's very clean. It shows for the coroner a man where his job is to be able to see these things, is to be able to find these kinds of details to give to the cops to help their investigations. So, criminals can be brought to justice. Yes, of course. And so he immediately sees there, it's always 2 shots to the sternum, 1 to the head for an ultimate finish, just to make sure. But those 2 shots here at the sternum, they're only a couple millimeters apart. And it's the same for both of these guys. He's good. He's really good at what he does. But it's why he does it. You remember, bro? You remember how Vincent challenged Max's why to call him out, to show Max there's no reason. 12 years, there's no reason for 12 years. What? That your dream limo business should be a thing right now. And he kind of brought him to that point. If I remember correctly, maybe I'm wrong, but Jamie Foxx, um, his facial expressions when it got to that point in the conversation, you remember this? Max was kind of like, whatever. Max was kind of like, I don't want to talk about this anymore. Like it kind of just died. There wasn't like this epic argument after. Yeah, okay, but hold on, Vince. No, Max was kind of just like, right, because deep down, he knows that's the truth. It hurts. It just hurts for so many guys. I don't know if you feel me on this, bro. Painful in this way. I don't want it to be like this, but it continues to happen like this. My life continues to be lived like this. God dang it. Why can't I do anything about it? Well, I mean, of course you can. By the nature of what self-improvement is and how you are 100% capable of engaging with self-improvement according to the situation of your own life. When Max takes that the way that Vincent pressed him with the why, Max does the same thing to Vincent by the end of the film, and it's brilliant. It shows the deficiency within Vincent to say, oh, you're so good at your job, okay? Because you, in this way, you have that. He absolutely does. You have that it factor. You just do it. You don't worry. You don't get scared. You just go for it. You just do. The laser. And you really do. You really do need that. I don't care who you are. Any man chasing success, whatever version of that is, okay? I mean, of course, to varying degrees, but you got to do it. You got to do it in some way, shape, or form for at least a little bit, where you just, there's a, younger people today, the Zoomer generation, okay? They coined, I have to say, Zoomer lingo is, they're kind of the spotlight generation right now. So Zoomer lingo is, I feel as though it's infecting all Americans, and they coined quite a lovely term for this, and Zoomers call it locking in. That's what it is. That is this very focused, laser-like level of concentration. Okay, for Vincent to be able to survive, to be this good, to be, to have been doing this for so long, to have done this so well that people, find him. Oh, you need a guy for that? Here's his card. His name's Vincent. To get to that point, it's very elite levels of discipline, dedication, practice, repetition. You say, man, like everything I just said, those are all components. And any man who's doing self improvement is going to need. These are all necessary aspects for success, non-negotiable. It's not that you or me would have to do it like Vincent from this film. No, what I'm saying is you will have to do it the way you're going to need to, because it's different for you, bro. It's going to come down to like what your dream is. You know what I'm saying? Like where you're trying to go. When Max flips it, now we see this is not the right way. It's not. And why do I say that? Because when Max presses it deep enough, just like when Vincent did it, to expose 12 years, you're really just, all these excuses you have are really just to cover up the truth. You've just been waiting for 12 years because you're too scared to jump. Because you got to jump, bro, from just one cab clocking in and clocking out to your limos, your limo business. Max flips it and he goes, why do you do this? Like a guy like you, I think like you would have been just fine. You would have been able to make it in many different ways. Why would you? And because, and what Max was getting at was because you don't care. Because you, to Vincent, Max to Vincent now, you are, brother, you're inhumane. You're very broken. A part of you. I actually like the way that he put it. If I could try to directly quote in that scene, the character Max, he said it in a great way. He was like, brother, there's parts of you that should be there that I just don't see are there. That's a great way to put it. Sociopathy, to be sociopathic, is just to be able to feel. Okay, which is a wonderful thing. Thank God Father would build that into all of us as his children, that human beings are capable of these kinds of feelings. Why? Because they're almost fail safes. They, for a normal healthy human being, they stop you. I'm so mad. Oh, I'm so mad at you right now. I hate you. Let me just wait right there. Let me get a knife. Like that doesn't happen regularly because you so quickly, your mind, right, almost kind of, I'm sure you do this, it almost kind of naturally jumps to, ooh, well, okay, I gotta chill out. Maybe it's best for I'm just gonna leave. Okay, because I can imagine, I can feel how awful that would be. Even though I want to do it, if I'm so easily able to picture that happening to myself. Like, oh, I hate you so much, but like, I I could never allow myself to do that to you. Empathy, one of the greatest characteristics a human being can possess, because it allows them to build this kind of awareness that, okay, this is what I mean. This is what I mean by biblical. Yes. And when I say that, this is what I mean, as I am now directly referring to Jesus Christ himself. It is not just that you are doing well. It is that you are to do well while at the same time being able to uh, 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 think of, imagine, and be considerate, okay, for how others are doing. That's why empathy is so beautiful and it's so necessary. Empathy is a very um, communal, unifying force that that may originate from an individual, from one person. Sometimes it just takes one. That's why that one right there is glorious. And it's so vibrant and alive in Max. Max, right? He's trying to get his own. Okay. He knows what he wants to do, where he's trying to go. But this is integrity. This is character that Max has intact. But he's not trying to do it at the expense of someone else getting hurt. Vincent's the opposite. That's why Vincent is so cold. He's so lifeless in this way. Do, brother, I really want you to see that because see, that's the thing. He's so successful though. Right? Like the psycho, the killer, the main villain of this film, that cannot be denied. He's excellent at what he does. He in this way for what he wanted to pursue in life. He's too good. He is a raging success. And he could care less who he needs to gun down. He's got no problem being an executioner in life. That last target, which of course, it's Max's blushing bride to be. That's personal interpretation, but for sure, especially after that. Oh my God! If she does not say yes to coffee after that, it's like, oh, good lord. Okay, like, oh, how are any of the rest of us supposed to find a date? But yeah, of course, the the last target, the final kill, is Jada Pinkett Smith, and um, funny enough, of course, it would be love. I've said this before. I'm gonna say it again right now. I believe I'm gonna keep on saying it for I'm not stopping anytime soon. Women, brother, in this way, women, female human beings, such a powerful catalyst. They truly are. All daughters of God. How they are walking incentives to pull the the most ferocious courage out of a man, simply to protect them. I'm a man and you're a woman. I just don't want to see you get hurt. And I don't do this. I would never do this, but God dang it. You have to be standing here while this is happening. And if you just stand there, you're gonna get hurt. And I'm close enough to you that I'm standing here too. And ah, I just can't stop myself from trying to make sure, no matter how the situation uh, ends up, no matter how the situation goes down, you're gonna be okay. Max needed to do that for himself in his own dreams, and he never could. This this is this is what Vincent so quickly sniffed out in such a short amount of time, in such a short conversational interaction with him. That's why I got so uncomfortable so fast for Max. brother, why was, yes, fair enough. Big crush. Big crush on baby girl. But was it just that? Or did the profound amounts of empathy and compassion, because Max's humanity is very intact. His hopes and dreams, are directly attached to a worldview where, why can't, that's a man that asks, why can't other people do well too? I want to do well. Of course I do. But other people can also, like, I want to have a great time, but everybody else can have a great time too. And that's the brilliance behind his party limo business. That empathy was finally activated. It was given a strong enough reason to come alive through through the most natural and most primordial um, uh, reason of passion. I'll say, okay, brother, I think you feel me on that. That's how it happened. But what it was strong enough to do was Max was finally able to use it. He was finally able to use what he always had. He always had it. Vincent just, however, who knows, brother. Okay, to turn into a elite hitman in life. Have you ever played like Agent 47? If you know, you know. If you ever like to become that, good lord. Who knows? Who knows his backstory? Like how, like how he grew up and what happened to him. Okay. But one thing can be said for Vincent right out the gate, right from the beginning. He's got the gall. You know, in more crude terms, he's got the balls to step up to the plate. Vincent is a man that has no problem swinging to a fault. To a fault. Vincent just swings. Nothing. Why? Nihilism, brother. It doesn't matter. So, wait, whoa, hey, man, if you hold on, if you take that swing, this person is going to get hurt. That doesn't register in Vincent's worldview. Nah, okay, but I'm up to bat. I'm on the plate. What are you talking about? Of course, I'm going to swing. I'm going to swing as many times as it takes for me to hit a home run, for me to hit the grand slam, be successful, live the way I want to live. Narcissism, self-interest, selfish. Bro, there's no value and there's no virtue in Vincent's methodology, because to him none of this matters. None of this matters. Excellent competence. He's so good. But it almost defeats the purpose. If you agree with me on that, it's like, bro, what's even the point of you being so awesome in a world where no one and nothing else exists with you? Max, he's on the opposing end. He's on the polar opposite space of masculinity. Max is a man that wants what he wants, but honestly, I believe if there was no way Max could pull off the dream limo business without hurting somebody, he wouldn't do it. That's pretty crazy. that is at the expense of his best life. That's everything, to be honest. Nowadays, I know you feel this one, bro. In 2026, if you want what you want, that's amazing, brother. Keep it, protect it, and chase it. But if you want it, it's not cheap. That's for sure. Right? Right? By the day, what are we talking about here? By the day, it is getting more and more expensive. What is a man's best life? Traditionally and classically is what I refer to the most on this podcast. The wifey, your kid. Come on, big dog. Parentheses S, plural. Your kids. All right, have as many. Come on, man, have as many as possible. Wifey, kids, your nuclear family unit, and then all of the resources, shelter, and comfort to make it awesome for you and all of them. That is all very expensive. That's Max's best life. But if he knew, this is the power of compassion. Okay, when a man lives off of it, he dies by it. It is principle to him. Max is really just like, I'm gonna have to say no. I'm gonna have to say no. Max, any man is gonna, I believe any man, he's gonna step up to the plate at least once. Whether he swings or doesn't is of his own volition, and he'll have to die with that. But I really do believe we all get at least one. And if Max knew that's the one, brother, you got to hit this one. And if you hit it well, congratulations. Enjoy. These are going to be some dope club limos, and have a great life. But then there was just this, at the very end of it, good Lord, I guess Satan is writing this contract, this business contract for him, and that last clause. Oh, and P.S. This person dies when you have it, when you're doing it. Max wouldn't hesitate. That's why he's awesome. His soul he's got his soul, brother. He wouldn't hesitate to put the bat down. He would just drop the bat and walk off the plate. Vincent would have swung several times before he even read, what I'm saying, the rest of the contract. And I'll end on this. Balance. That's why this film is excellent. It's such a goodie. If you are just down for a great thriller, okay, and two excellent actors supported by a star-studded cast, and you really just want to see how it goes wrong for a man who lived his whole life doing the right thing, and he's going to be driving, he's going to be right next to another fellow for pretty much the whole film that did his job. He did his skill set, his career, his goals. He did them so right in the wrongest way possible. Two archetypes of masculinity that I recommend Collateral 2004 to you, bro, because I want you to see how badly you need both. You need both, because when you put both of them together, You get Jesus. You get a man who is so compassionate, so empathetic, so aware of the suffering of others around him, not just the suffering of himself, but the competence, the discipline, the dedication, and just the elite skill that he had to pursue what he knows he should do, what he knows is the right thing to do, what he should, how the best way that he could do it. And he did. And he did. And it saved all of us. Bro. Let that be the goal. This is when masculinity becomes divine. When it is whole, when it is integrated. I have a mentor. He taught me when it is comprehensive. Brother, all of it. It all comes together. When you have the full picture, you, brother, that is your final form. That's the best of you. You know what you want to do. You're going to do it to the best of your ability. And while you're doing it to the best of your ability, you are going to make sure you are not harming anyone else. What a wonderful way to live. What a difficult way to live. And there is no greater role model than the Son of Man. This idea of masculine integration and wholeness. That's why I will always recommend your road to your best self, this journey of self-improvement. I would have you go on. Please, brother, if you're looking for truly the ultimate, the greatest way to do this, you do this with God. Do it with the Bible. You do it with Christianity, because you'll be following the one who absolutely mastered it. Just a whole man, a complete man. That's Jesus Christ. But for Collateral, it's if you could ever join the good parts of each man. Okay, if you were to remove Vincent's nihilism and whatever has him so broken inside that he's not able to care, he's not able to feel for anyone but himself, and you removed for Max, if you could take away his cowardice and his hesitation and his timidness, you would have two excellent guys. You would have two characters here, an alternate Max and an alternate Vincent that would both be infinitely more Christ-like. It's good, man. It's really good stuff. Brother, if you heard me just yap about all of that and you haven't seen Collateral 2004, then I highly recommend it. This film's a banger, especially for guys, and especially for guys right now in 2026. This 04, oh my, it's this is over a couple decades ago, but it is not anywhere less relevant. And if you are looking for some more help, or just another fellow doing the same, you'll find me right here at the Pillars of Men podcast. That's what I do. I talk about God, anime, and movies to help you with your life. If you like content like that, you hit the subscribe button for me. You're listening on Spotify, you follow me on there. Wherever you find this, brother, you shoot me a follow. I'd love to catch you for the next one. But until then, take it easy. Take good care of yourself. And I love you so much. Peace.